Hi traders, Nathan Bray here from ACY Securities. Well, let's take stock and see where we're at with these global markets being affected by this war breaking out in the Middle East. Well, folks, in the last 24 hours, Yemen have stepped in and fired successfully missiles at Israel and in effect declared war on Israel. So this whole battle is starting to expand and it could go on for a far longer period of time, okay? At the same time, Joe Biden stepped in and he's now effectively a war president. He said, we're gonna give you support, we're gonna give you money, we're gonna give you weapons, we're gonna give you dollars, okay, to support Israel. At the same time, Donald Trump put his hand up. Even though he's not president, he said when he becomes president, do you like how he says that? I will support, okay, Israel with everything they need, resources, dollars, etc. And he then pointed out that he did support them when he first got into office. My question is, does supporting Israel start to be important if you want to become president? And is that just an excuse to put more liquidity into this market? I think what we're getting out of it, and we don't want to take any side in this particular battle, but what we are getting out of it is this whole battle is expanding, it's continuing, and it's going to need a lot of promised money and liquidity into these global markets. So folks, that being said, what I'm doing is seeing really large swings, okay? We've been large swings up and down in gold and of course this US dollar. So let's take a look at this US dollar index. And I feel like in times of uncertainty and somewhat chaos, we need to have some rules in place, okay? So looking at this US dollar index, I am trading still in line with the US dollar uptrend. Why? Because it's still intact and it hasn't broken. Sure, it's consolidating sideways at the moment, so therefore I would have a bias at looking at buying opportunities on this US dollar index down around 105.57. So each time we get price come down to that support level in line with the uptrend, that's where I'm looking for opportunities. I broadcast out a couple yesterday on shorting the Aussie against US dollar and of course this euro against the US dollar. So staying in line with trend is important until we get a close or a break. So that to me means that regardless of what's going on in the world and how volatile things can be, until we see some major technical changes, either in trend or major support levels being broken, I think you've got to stick to what we already know, okay? And if this liquidity, as predicted here a few weeks ago, starts to pour into the market, which has been promised by central banks and of course presidents and politicians around the world, we have no reason to change. The only other thing I'm watching is this 10-year yield on the US side. If we start to see this 10-year yield really start to sell off or drop, okay, on the yield side, then we could see some real negative activity on US stock market. So keep an eye on that. Other than that fact, the trend is your friend, folks. This US dollar is strong. Continue to trade your opportunities and go off your key levels. If you do want access to some key level notifications on our Telegram channel, feel free to send me an email. My email is in the description below. Other than that, folks, stay safe. I hope you enjoyed Halloween and let's hope things don't get any scarier than they already are.